What else did you change?
Grandma. Oh, celery juice. Nothing like celery juice in the morning, boys. The hood does look a little more purple. It's weird. From far away, it looks a little more purple, but it also could be how the light hits that. I just need to get it out in there. Because when you look at it up close, the two look very similar. And I did polish this. Ooh, feel good. I polished it last night again. I gotta back it out anyway, because today, S2K day. See, out in the light, man, it looks so similar. I don't know, you guys tell me what you think. I think on camera it looks it picks up a little more like the violets. But it does, I mean, in my opinion, it matches a heck of a lot better outside than it does. See, like from this angle, it looks a little more purple-ish, but not much, man. And by the way, that camber adjustment is no joke. That looks good. Alright boys, so here's what we got. Clutchmaster FX 300, and I actually bought this from LHT. So LHT has a package for OEM clutch and the FX 300, where they also include things like the throwout bearing, the guide tube. I call it the guide tube. It's like this, I'll show you. So they include this little piece right here. They include the throwout bearing. They include, I believe, the pilot bearing. There's a couple things they include to kind of do a rebuild or everything that you want to replace when you replace a clutch. So I figured since I'm gonna be in there doing it, might as well do it the right way. And I plan on taking it to LHT when I'm finished to have them supercharge it. So it's kind of good to start a line of communication with them as well. All those guys over there, guys and gals, Esther, everyone was super helpful. They're a really good group of people. So anyway, I'm gonna unbox this, then probably wheel the engine out here so I have somewhere to work on it and start replacing the clutch and start replacing all the parts in the trans. And then after that's done, let's start with that. So here's what we got. We got that guide tube, and again, that's from my M3, that's what it's called there. I don't know if it's called the same thing, but it's basically what the clutch slides on. So we got a new guide tube, got grease, which I actually already bought some on Amazon, but I have another tub, so not a big deal. Then we have the boot for the slave cylinder, which my car didn't even come with one. Then we have the throwout bearing, which I called Honda, and there's actually a back order on those, and they still haven't got them in, so I think LHT swiped them all up because you can't get them anymore. So we got the throwout bearing, and then we got the pilot bearing, the clutch alignment tool, and then the upgraded bolts that they recommend for the pilot shaft. So if I'm honest, and I try to be honest, I've never done a clutch before. So I don't know, not really sure what to do. So I'm gonna take this one off because I can't mess it up, I don't think. So yeah, I've never done a clutch. This will be a good thing for me to learn. And here's the new motor. It's ready to go. I'm gonna work on it like this. I assume you take these bolts off. That's what I would assume. Yeah, all right, let's give it a look-see. I don't know why that didn't record, but the clutch looks actually like it's in decent shape. It's definitely the original. Okay, so you got the clutch disc. Actually, This doesn't even look too bad. It's grimy, it's dirty. Flywheel looks like it's in good shape, I think. This actually doesn't look like it's bad. It doesn't feel bad. I mean, it's not loose. It has a bunch of buildup on it, but it doesn't feel horrendous. But replace it anyway. Got a new one. But I'm surprised at how nice that feels. All right, so the pilot bearing looks like it's right in here. And man, I'll be honest, it still feels really good. Almost don't want to mess with it. But since I have a new one, I just don't, well, I might as well replace it. Gotta learn about this stuff somehow. So those are torqued to 94 foot-pounds, which means I'm gonna need a little breaker bar. I'm surprised my impact can't get that loose. All right, so for those flywheel bolts, you can see the engine wanted to turn when I did that. So what I did was came over here, plugged a breaker bar onto the crankshaft, or whatever you would call that, but on the crankshaft, and then just use it as a wedge to stop it, which worked just fine. All right, look at this. That pilot bearing legit is brand new. Maybe someone did get a new clutch installed in this rather recently, because this thing that's a brand new pilot bearing. All right, so for that rear main, I need a seal puller, which I don't have. So for the time being, I'm going to leave that where it is and turn my attention to the trans here, because I need to get that seal puller before I attempt to pull that off. But for right now, the flywheel looks good. The pilot bearing looks great. Yeah, I'm just stuck on that rear main until I get the seal puller, and then I'll put the new rear main in, but I'm going to focus on the trans for right now. Okay, see, that comes out just super easy. And man, this one really isn't in bad shape, but got a new one anyway, so might as well use it. That's what I say about projects, boys. You don't know what you need until you need it, and then you have to wait to go get it, because no one carries the right seal puller. They all carry that cheap little hook thing. And from what I saw, this seal puller is supposed to be way better than that other one. So I ordered this, it got here today. Now I can move forward with the rear main seal on the S2000 motor and the input shaft seal. Both of those I'm working on. I believe that's where I left off, but to you guys I didn't leave. Never mind. Let's get to work. All right, so back on this rear main, now that I have this seal puller, I'm gonna try and get that seal off. And from my knowledge, there should be a little oil that leaks out when I do this. I'm not an expert at this stuff. I've never taken out a rear main, so don't pay attention to anything I say and take it as advice, because I don't know. That was by far the biggest pain in the butt thing I've ever done, and I absolutely destroyed the seal. That's my first time ever removing a rear main, or any seal actually, for that matter. And that was a huge pain in the butt. That sucks really bad. The little tool that I got, nah, doesn't work for this one. Might work for other seals, definitely not this seal. Oh, that sucked bad. All right, and the new seal comes kind of like pre-lubed, so you don't really have to do anything. And I cleaned the journal or the crankshaft a little bit as best I could. So now it's just push this on, which I have a feeling is not going to be easy. As far as I know, that's in there. I'm sure that's not the proper way to do it, but I mean, it's seated all the way. All right, so in the kit I got, I have a new pilot bearing, which is right here. But I mean, this pilot bearing that's in there literally feels brand new, and it looks brand new. So, I mean, it feels literally the exact same. I guess I could replace it anyway. Fine, I'll replace it anyway. Alright, I believe now that that new pilot bearing's in, I can actually go ahead and get it mounted up to the engine. So that's what I'm going to do now. But I believe you are supposed to clean the flywheel with brake cleaner before installing it. So I'm going to go ahead and spray some brake cleaner on it and wipe it down. Alright boys, sit rep. This just got away from me once I started getting the, once that dang rear main seal was buttoned up. But, so I got the flywheel cleaned, torque back on. The bolts that hold the flywheel on are 94 foot-pounds. So I actually had to buy a new torque wrench for that. So 94 foot-pounds, torque that on, obviously crisscross pattern. Then the Clutchmaster clutch got on there. Kind of weird, I swear, maybe it was just me, but this pressure plate only lines up to these dowels if it's a specific way, at least for mine. If I had this spot over there, the other two holes wouldn't line up. At least that's the way it was for mine. I don't know, it could be, maybe I messed things up, but got everything installed. Now it is time to switch my attention to the transmission because as far as this goes, everything is ready to go for this. Did order new trans mounts, so that's what I'm going to change right now. It doesn't look too difficult at all. There's some bolts on this, on the bottom side. I just have this jacked up a little bit just to make my life a little easier. I never noticed that, that's funny. And yeah, if you didn't catch my other video when I took this off, I could get the bolts out from the diff on the prop shaft, but I couldn't get the bolts out connecting to the trans. I don't know why. Those are like welded in there. So I got it out like this. Every time I just do something with the prop shaft and the trans, I just make sure to keep it level. I'm sure there's some joints in there that I don't want to stress out too much. So I'm going to change the trans mounts now. And honestly, I think that'll do it for the transmission. These bolts seem really good actually. They look like these are interchangeable. So if you look, each side on the top slants towards its side, or slants towards a side, and the bottom on both of them is flat. So this one will go this way, the other one will go that way. It looks like they're just interchangeable though. All right, I couldn't find the torque spec for these, so I am going to get them pretty tight. All right, so that's gonna do it for this one, guys. I got most of the drivetrain stuff wrapped up in this video. I got the clutch installed. The OEM flywheel was still in good shape. I got the rear main seal changed. I got the pilot bearing changed. I got the I'm not gonna lie, I didn't do the input shaft bearing because I read that's a huge pain in the butt, and mine looks fine, so I'm gonna leave it as is. I really don't think that's something I want to mess with, just because of what I went through for the rear main seal too. Oh, that was a pain in the butt. I also received the parts to rebuild the shifter, all the plastic grommet pieces and that high temp grease. So when I put it back in, I'm going to do that. But for right now, it's getting close to being ready to be put back in. I have to go through the electrical and figure out what plugs go to what on the harness. So that's gonna probably be the next video. And then from there, man, it's really just kind of slowly moving towards getting this new motor put in the car. I mean, she's ready for it. She's cleaned. I got new motor mounts that I have to install once I get it jacked back up. And besides that, getting really close to being able to turn the key on and try and get it started. So if you're new to the channel, guys, smash that subscribe. I got a lot of stuff coming up with the S2000, a lot of build stuff. This is gonna be an epic little car when I'm done with it. And then I have more stuff with the M3 as per usual. So more track days with that for sure. Appreciate you guys watching, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.